Welcome in, everyone. And how are we doing today? Something is missing. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. It'll be up here in a second. I actually haven't started on anything, so you're not missing anything. Hopefully, that's not too loud. And not super sure on what I'm going to do to start out tonight. Why is it saying I drew something up in the top corner? Well, I know how to take care of that. Like that. I should not be doing that. So what do I want to draw today? Let's see how well I can do a kitchen. That's the one I want. I think I want that one. Why is opacity so... What the hell is going on here? We'll start with a rough sketch, so 10. So I'm going to try and draw everything to this point. Let me guess, I screwed that up. I did. The middle would have to be right about there. Okay, so maybe my middle. Yeah. Not doing well at this. Well, hey, how's it going, Simply? Thought you were going to be doing Radio Light. I think I was just going to start drawing a room. Maybe I was going to make it creepy. Right now, I'm just trying to get my perspective in place. Didn't want me to miss it. Oh, man. You're right. I don't want to miss it. Like when I saw the alert on YouTube telling me that you're going to be live in a half hour, and it's like, that's coinciding with my half hour. Like when I'm going to be going up. Okay, I'm like, it'll be Sunday. This Sunday I could be pretty free. So Sunday will be fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sunday around 3? Sounds perfect. But either way, how are you doing tonight? And welcome in, XO. Oh, and for anybody that cares, this album will be up on YouTube April 1st. Oh, hey, no, that's perfectly valid, dude. So, perspective lines. I'm just using old habits that I had from back. I'm still on Eraser. Okay. Well, I'll be there for tomorrow. Yeah, and that's not a problem. Yeah, I was gonna watch the VOD. I'll tell you that much. So how did I do that wrong? I am terrible at this. It is tough. See, that's why, you know, it's like I just do Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. And then, like, if I'm doing Wednesday with Raven and Ghost, Patience, every other Friday, or I guess sometimes on Friday, Ghost and I stream together. But that really is dependent on his schedule. Yeah, I've actually had to figure out what days are really good for me to stream. Like Fridays are hit and miss on whether or not people are around or not. So that's one of the reasons why I draw on Fridays. Thursday and Saturday. Yeah, those are like perfect days for me. I can watch those perfectly. And if you need, you know, in the future, if you want to pick up an extra day or something like that, just let me know. I mean, I have 5 days a week. I can shuffle around. If we need to work on a schedule so that we're not doing too much overlap, you damn Skippy will figure it out. I'll take a day out if you want to do it. To be honest. Okay. I don't know why I did those on 2 layers, but sounds good. If you need me to, I mean, I can give over Thursdays if you're going late. You know, if you're breaking into my time or something like that, I can give it over. And I took away Saturdays just because I wanted to take a couple of days off because I was doing what was it, 6 days a week and only taking Sundays off. Okay. Works for me. I'm just letting you know I'm flexible. Window. Yeah, no problem. I picked 9 to 11 because it didn't interfere with anybody else's that was streaming at the time. Largely is why I did it that way. How's that gonna work? I don't want it to be too tall. Well, see, I don't have a bedtime. So like I'll end it at 11, but I'm still up till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I have my chill time. That's better. And I think I'm just doing a still life of an inside of a house. What I'm going to do from there, I don't know. Trying to expand my abilities with drawing. Right. No, that's totally valid. Thought something looked funny.
Mission briefing. Load the foam darts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I was a kid, there were times that I read instead of slept.
We drop into the sandbox. The mission is a go.
Shows or something aren't the same way for me. So, I mean, I don't. Well, that's good. I am a voracious reader. It's just been so long since I've actually had the budget to buy books because they got so expensive. My 20s, I was busy. I still read. Like, okay, one of the most hilarious things is when I was in shipping, I had 2 duffel bags. Yeah, reading for pleasure is an important thing. When I was in shipping, I would have 1 duffel bag full of my clothing. The other duffel bag was full of books. And I'm not joking. I would take, and just paperbacks. I didn't take hardbacks. And I ended up reading every single one of the books and then some. Yeah. I'm still mad over my e-reader dying. Oh, you and me both. Okay, so I was an early adopter of e-readers. I had a Sony e-reader. It looked just like a paperback book. It wasn't paper white. It had that aged paper look, which I absolutely loved. And I carried that thing for years before I accidentally dropped it and broke it. And e-readers aren't made anymore. Sony doesn't make them anymore, and I think that is just an atrocity. Because those, in my opinion, were the best, but I will take a Kindle. I'll take the Paperwhite, but that aged brown look was so much better on my eyes. Sup, Green Janes? Right. But nobody makes that aged paper look with the e-ink. The only one that uses e-ink is the Paperwhite. Oh, they can. Nice. Okay. Well, then that's probably something I'm going to put on a list of saving up to get, because my Sony e-reader had something like 6,000. No, it had 9,000 books on it. And I had read 6,000 of them. I hadn't finished the last 3,000. How are you, Green Jeans? I'm totally sorry I missed you on YouTube. Dude, I am so sorry. We were in the middle of something. By the time I noticed that you had talked, you were already gone. So I'm sorry, Green Jeans. Cool. See, I haven't really researched them just because it was literally traumatic losing my Sony e-reader, because I knew when it broke that they had stopped making them. Oh my God. Nice. I didn't realize there was that many options. Nice. I'm from the generation, though, that used electronics I just don't feel secure buying. Well, for me, it's not even so much as brand spanking new, it's what's left over on it. Like, even when you factory reset something, there's still residue. Like, I know I've used it to exploit certain things in my own, in misspent youth times. I mean, yeah, sure, things have changed a lot, but we'll just say that I was more than capable of doing certain sneaky things if I had to.
We beat the grand champion. We broke the high score. But the numbers are identical. A perfect
That's gonna bug the crap out of me.
we stare at the screen, then we look at the clock. Still got 20 minutes on the arcade block. Reach into our pockets, pulling out the change. Round 2, part.
Okay, it looks a lot more stilted than it really is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I grew up reading paperbacks, back when they were cheap. You could go to a freaking store and just buy cheap paperbacks. Like, go to Goodwill or something and pick them up for like 10 for $1. Oh, nice. I'll have to take a look at that. And I think I decided I'm just going to go with a still life. That's right. You're the Zoom. Right? Oh, yeah. So to give you an idea, simply, you ever read Stephen King's It? When I was 12, I read it in 2 days. I was sick home from school. I can read fast. I'm not joking that I'm a speed reader. like when I was a kid, my sister was looking into learning how to speed read, right? And there was like this videotape, you know, VHS. Yes, that's how old I am, but you know that. And it was this text. They kept scrolling and they went faster and faster. Okay, that makes sense. And whatever paragraph you couldn't read anymore on was the video you should start with. You know, because it had these numbers by them. And my sister watched it and she's like, okay, you know, tell me when you're done, when you can't read anymore. I read the whole thing. I've never even tried to speed read before that. So I just found out that naturally I was a speed reader. Even worse is my parents don't even remember teaching me how to read. What's up, Andy? You drew your toucan dream? Nice. Posted in the server? Okay. I will probably look at it eventually. Well, I mean, not more than eventually, but you know what I mean. With and without toucans? Okay, I screwed up. Nice. I'm sure it's pretty with the toucans too. You found out how to draw a sun in the sky and you feel so silly? Did you put sunglasses on it, give it a big cheesy smile and 2 scoops? Oh, yeah, that works. Didn't go far enough. Ah, jerked it. Well, there's a lot of things I don't know, Andy, so. Just kind of like a still life. So far, you know, all I've got in my head is just a room. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might draw something creepy in it at some point. Right now, I'm just trying to get the proportions of the room. Yeah, I was gonna say I screwed that up. There we go. Sure, I might do that if I had ever watched Rick and Morty. There's a lot of TV I missed. Yeah, I figured it was just a glowy portal.
A perfect stick in the grass, a pine cone in my pocket. The quest begins.
I realized why you said that, Andy, and was like, yeah, I mean, I figured it was going to be a glowy portal, but again, I never watched it, so.
We gather the party right after the dawn, meeting up daily on the neighborhood lawn. We're heading out to the lot with the towering trees where the overgrown weeds are blowing in the breeze. I find a heavy oak branch. It's a legendary blade. We step into the shadows of the forest, the canopy shade. We charge the thorny bushes, the guardian or patrol, swinging the heavy timber, I'm playing the hero's role. I bury a prickly branch, sweep and a dove.
I saw that.
On the flank, relying on skill and luck. We clash in the
Oh
overgrown
my god.
fray, knocking the leaves to the dirt, clearing a hidden way. With a spin and a strike, the thorny defenders yield, and we stand victorious, heroes of the battlefield. The picket fence is the border of a mystical land, with a map we drew with crayon in our hand. We've conquered the outer rim, holding a steady pace. The brave defend
That's better.
the human race. We are the heroes of legend, answering the call with swords of timber. We won't ever fall, throwing our pine cones like magical fire, climbing up the oak tree higher and higher. It's an epic adventure in the backyard dirt, saving the kingdom in a grass-stained shirt. We cross the neighbor's garden, it's a desert of dread, looking for the hidden loot in the flower bed. We gotta push a heavy rock to unlock the secret door.
How are you tonight, Andy?
We're adding to our treasure score, completing puzzle quest. By the patio,
I don't think I really need you anymore.
avoiding the gaze of the neighborhood bears.
No, I do need you.
For the final boss, the river of dread is wide, a muddy creek in the lot, danger on every side. We look at the crayon map.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
One wrong step in the mug will swallow our pixel bones. Left foot, right foot, center, then jump to the shore. We made it to Dragon's Law, we've never made it here before. The picket fence is the border of a mystical land, with a map we drew with a crayon in our hand. We've conquered the outer rim, we're holding a steady pace of the brave defenders of the human race. We are the heroes of legend, answering the call with swords made of timber. We won't ever fall, throwing our pine cones like magical fire, climbing up the oak tree higher and higher. It's an epic adventure in the backyard,
She's okay.
saving the kingdom in a grass-stained shirt.
Why the sudden switch to third person?
Sky turns gray, the final boss emerges from the
Oh, because I said, how's Andy? Okay, never mind.
It's an ancient green dragon rising out of the
You know, sometimes I can be really obtuse.
It's a giant weeping willow with branches like claws. But we strike at the bark, looking for flaws. Throw the last pine cone, a critical hit. The dragon is defeated. And we don't ever quit.
No, just sometimes I take things too literal. You know, I don't know where I get that from. And right now with my drawing, I'm just stretching my muscles, remembering, you know, how I used to do it.
We are the heroes kingdom in a grass stained shirt.
How?
The streetlights turn on. We return to the same game. Level 1.
Oh, okay.
Drop speed. Slow.
Okay.
Let's build it up.
Not the first time I've dealt with something like that.
The grid is clean, a perfectly organized 8-bit machine. Dropping the blocks, a puzzle of art. Taking my time at the very start.
It honestly doesn't bother me. In fact, I don't even know how to describe it, but the original doctor or counselor, whatever you want to call them, called it a minor dichotia for me, which I just had like this secondary, it wasn't even like a full personality, but it was like I could slip into this almost fugue state and do things without remembering them. And somehow I kicked myself out of it. I don't know if it was just because something I was eating wasn't good for me. Like, I legitimately don't know what it was, but I remember not liking and doing what I could. It probably actually did coincide with when I was getting very crappy sleep, so that probably was part of it.
The levels advance and the music speeds up. Drinking the stress from a digital cup. The colors are falling. I'm tapping the pad. One
Being really boring with my drawing tonight.
stacking it up, touching the sky, balancing the risk of getting too
Oh, yeah.
waiting for the hero, the perfect straight line to drop in the slot and make everything fine. It's a
Well, everybody has like I mean, we talk about it, but I don't think a lot of people really understand what it means.
geometry has only
At least in my mind. We all talk about having, this little voice inside of us. It's like, oh, you have a voice inside you that tells you what to do or what you should or want or whatnot. And I mean, they're not wrong. But I don't think people really understand what that means, is that we all do have a subconscious personality. For some people, it's more on the surface. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me when, somebody's just more on the surface. I've actually had several friends like that.
geometry has only begun. It appears. Slide to the left. Hard drop.
Now that I've got perspective on things, this looks too small. I need it about like that.
Sitting in the basement, cornering the screen, spamming the same fireballs, if you know what I mean. My older brother's laughing, doing his little dance. He gets another perfect, I never had a chance. He passes back the controller, says better luck next time.
Nope.
But he doesn't
Right.
know the secret that is brewing in my mind.
While he was busy sleeping, I was creeping down the stairs,
Midnight in the basement, pulling up the folding chairs.
learning every frame track.
Ah, okay.
Memorize the combos by the ticking of the clock. Watch the health bar dropping into the red.
No, and I understand. I'm not trying to like call you out or, try and do any kind of therapy or anything. That's not what I intend. Kumquats. I mean, a lot of probably would exercise that out of me had probably more to do with becoming more honest with who I am and who I want to be. Because I had to submerge who I was because, you know, my parents. And like when I was talking about taking control of my life and stepping out of the window, you know, stop observing my life and start actually acting in it. I think also had a lot to do with giving me the strength to slowly come out of that. You know, was that realization that I wasn't living for me, I was living for others. And I needed to stop it. Just bend that line a little bit there so it matches. Helps if I'm not erasing.
She's blocking every fireball, countering the throws. We don't know what's happening, but everybody knows the boys have been defeated, swept right off our feet by the greatest fighting master on our entire street. Player 3 wins.
KO player 3 wins.
KO player 3 wins.
The power cuts out. The shadows grow tall. But I've plagued this level before.
Let's do it something more.
Rain is beating heavy on my bedroom window pane. Lightning strikes the glass and starts to mess with my brain. The closet door is creaking and the room is pitching black. But I reach under my pillow for the weapon that I pack. Click the heavy button, feel the plastic in my hand. I'm the monster hunting hero of this dark and spooky land. I've beaten the Grim Reaper, I have conquered the undead. So I am not afraid of what is hiding beneath my bed. I know the enemy patterns, I am ready for the fight. Taking down the terrors of the night, I am lighting the way with flashes in the dark, shooting out a beam to make my pixelated mark. I'm braving the fear with a weapon made of light, standing like a champion, ready for the fight. No ghost or ghoul is gonna make me run and hide. Got my trusty flashlight by my side. I sweep the yellow beam across the posters on the wall, looking out for flying skulls that echo down the hall. A werewolf is waiting by the jackets in the back, but I hit him with the spotlight and I parry the attack. Vampires in the curtains, ghosts floating by the door. I vanquish everyone and leave them scattered on the floor. The heavy winds are howling through the eaves of the house. I'm creeping across the carpet as quiet as a mouse. An army of skeletons is marching by the chair, their bony little fingers reaching up into the air. They're tossing pixel bones in an arc across the room, but I just hit the switch and I banish all the gloom. I've beaten the Grim Reaper, I have conquered the undead, so I am not afraid of what is hiding beneath.
There we go.
I know the enemy patterns, I am ready for the fight. Taking down the terrors of the night, I am lighting the way with flashes in the dark, shooting out a beam to
So anything else you want to talk about, Andy? Anybody else want to talk about while? Anything on people's minds? You can go away now. Funnily enough, where would I be? I'd be back in Washington, still married and still had 2 kids. Well, that's implying you needed to improve, Gossip, and from what I've seen, you've been doing pretty freaking good. Like, I've been practicing and I think I'm getting better. But I'm also still trying to find my style, which is why I keep messing with different styles. Sup, Green Janes? Doesn't look right.
Neon signs and carpet floors, row by row of plastic doors. The weekend starts here. Friday night, mom waiting at the checkout lane, staring at the shelves to rent a video game. Everyone says this space shooter the
How is Green Jeans this evening?
face where the graphics were totally elite. I grabbed the plastic,
Well, for me, it's also like, you know, on YouTube, it's like finding my voice.
ignored the other time.
You know, I know what I want to, how I want to.
I get it home and plug it in, eager for the thrill. Controls are sluggish, the gameplay making me ill. Inside a maze and I don't know what to do. Died a dozen times before I even made it through. The weekend stretches out, a major bummer now. I have to
That's true.
awful game, but I don't know how. 2 nights to play, the clock is ticking down. The heart
Oh, we were talking about where would we be if it was 19 years ago?
is the quest for the next cartridge. Holding the weekend in my hand, staring at the box art, hoping for a magic pixel land. Will it be a total bust or totally divine? Just a rental for today, but maybe I'll make it mine.
Yeah, because both my kids are older than 19.
7 days go
Um,
through the door. I'm standing in the same aisle on the rental floor. They are
Yeah, I'd get to have Scruff again.
game to try, but I look at a platformer that catches my eye. Trust my gut, grab the box. I don't care what they say. I'm taking this one to the counter, ready for the play. I slide it in, push the button, hold my breath. The title screen explodes and it's a master of death. The jumping is so perfect, the music is a dream. I'm blasting through the levels, riding on a pixel beam. I played it through the night until the early morning sun. This is the greatest game that I have ever had.
I'd probably, like, if I still knew what I knew now and go back 19 years,
Hardest choice in this entire town. It's the quest for the next cartridge. Holding the weekend in my hand, staring at the box.
like, if I still knew what I know now and went back 19 years ago, I'll tell you exactly what I would have done.
Totally divine, just a rental for
I would have early adopted Bitcoin like I had the opportunity to and chose not to because it didn't make sense to me. And frankly, never invest in anything you don't understand. But as soon as it peaked the first time, I'd sell it. Valid. The only problem is, and I hate to break this to people, statistically, if you get lung cancer, you are gonna get lung cancer. Why did I not see that ahead of time? Whether you smoke or not has no real statistics on whether or not you're going to get lung cancer. Okay, well that's just dumb. And I'm not trying to say, hey, smoking's safe. No, that's not what I'm saying. The amount of people that get lung cancer who are smokers and the amount of people that get lung cancer who are non-smokers is very similar. They're very similar percentages, I should say, not numbers. And most of them probably lived with a smoker that smoked inside. And I think it has a lot more to do with the fact of how much, especially during the 50s, 60s, well, basically up through the 80s, people smoked inside. Well, okay, yeah, that's a big deal. See, 20 years. I probably would have started my YouTube career a lot sooner. Again, if I knew what I knew now and went back 19 years, there's a lot I would do. Because I had the time and ability then. I even knew about YouTube. I mean, shoot, I used to get up. Well, I don't know if I'd be great. Okay. Valid. We were just talking about what we would do if we went back almost 20 years ago, 19 years. And welcome in Ninetails. You having a better evening? Does that look like one of those things? Yeah, okay, that's valid. Something off about that. Well, I also have a philosophy, Andy. I don't have any regrets. Very true. There are things that I wish I had done. I see what it is. But if I had done them, that would change who I am. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I like me. You know, as John Candy said, I like me. You know, warts and all. I like who I am. Just that subtle change fixed it. Are we shitting? It still looks tilted forward. True. It's why I have the philosophy of, right? You can't change it, so you might as well learn to live with it. You can't change what you did. That looks better. Well, Andy, all I got to say is hold out. The reason why I'm saying that is because there's a lot of science on the cusp. With, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, this is a bad idea, but there's, you know, a lot of things doing with certain kinds of genetic engineering, and I'm not talking, you know, injections, but actually we're really close to prototyping a artificial heart that's literally made from your own cells. You know, basically, so you would have a heart transplant, but it's made from your own heart. And that like should reduce normal rejection for a heart transplant. Yeah, heart transplants are a thing. It's actually one of the first transplants we ever did. And in fact, if I remember right, it was the first. If it wasn't that, it was the liver. But I'm pretty sure heart transplants were the first. I'm surprised nobody's talked to you about that. Hell, there's even artificial hearts. They're prototyping it now, but there's literally a mechanical artificial heart that may work. Probably because you don't have $1 million or $2 million. Because, you know, healthcare revolves around money, not actually helping people. I mean, don't forget that they don't give a rip about you. They give a rip about your money. I hate the healthcare industry because they lie about what they can do. And it does nothing but piss me off. But I will be back in 5 minutes and we can continue this conversation. And I'm back. So, what were we doing? Doing the kitchen. Simple one room, kitchen, dining room, I think is what I'm going to go with here. Why? I don't know, because I can't. That's why. Shut up. I don't have to validate what I'm doing to you. Meh. Oh yeah, anxiety ain't fun. Oh, I'm on a different layer. Boom. Yeah, you have to be careful with self-diagnosis because you can give yourself certain things. See, that's the problem with neurological conditions. You can give yourself them. Yeah, just ask about it. Seek counseling over it. Nothing wrong with that. That's better. That's too much of a dip. Like me. That's a joke, y'all. I don't actually think I'm a dip. Also, Windows seems really high now that I'm thinking about it. I never erased it off the other layer. Get that line just right, just the way I want it. Realize, wait, if I want it over the sink. Yeah, I mean, anxiety is something that should be diagnosed. Same with OCD, but not self diagnosed. You know how I combated my own. What? The well, there's an easy way to combat that, Andy, is you have to break yourself of those habits. I mean, if it's real, diagnosed pretty extreme panic attacks, I don't think I get panic attacks like people have described, but I definitely. What is this? Okay. Yeah. I definitely have an issue sometimes in public, like public places. Oof. Like just being out in public. Yes. And it's very difficult. Like I will actually notice myself going into those habits, and I legit will break the habit. I will do what I can, and it takes a while. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying, but I'm also a person that absolutely detests having to take medication. Like if I have an OCD, it's that. Like I will do whatever I can. Oh, wow. Yeah. See, if you're, well, Andy, One thing you must remind yourself. Numbers are made up. And yeah, Ninetales, that sucks. Yeah, that's that. Well, no, I'm not saying the idea that there's good numbers, bad numbers, all of this. We made that up. There's nothing real about it. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But 6 is the number you're going to encounter. Somewhere along the line, it's just going to happen. Don't like the texture of uncooked veggies? I'm just the opposite. I don't like my veggies cooked. As my wife says, jokes about, I like to conquer my food. Ha! Of course it is. Because it's in balance. I know you weren't trying to make a joke. I'm just saying that first thing is funny. But on the other hand, I get it, Ninetales, but here, think about this for a second. How weird would you look if you could? Because either your eyes would have to be able to bug out, or Andy, you can see your forehead without looking in a mirror? I'm like, yeah, I mean, think about it. Your eyes would have to bug out so that you could actually roll them up and look at your forehead, or your forehead would have to stick out so far over your eyes. Well, yeah. Well, Ninetales, Alaska? Unless you have a problem with cold too, and then I'm sorry. You can keep it. Warm? Well, true. Hell, I couldn't afford to move. We thought we could. I don't think it's as warm as Texas. Well, it's as warm, actually, in talking with Ghost. But they also have a lot higher humidity. There we go. Starting to look like a winter casing. Okay. See, I really don't know. To the free rando fund. Ugh. That end of that line is going to bug me. Oh, yeah. The dangers of humidity. Humidity is super dangerous. And people don't really understand that. But so is lack of humidity. Well, yeah, but you also have to have a place to drop or land, Andy. I packed wife, kid, me, a dog, and a cat, and everything we could fit into a Kia Soul and a Chevy Spark. And we moved. And I have not looked back since. Well, I kind of yeeted us into the void unintentionally. Because we were supposed to be able to buy a house. No, I did. So I've only been in Texas for about I think we're just going on 2 years. Or not even a full 2 years, but we're getting close to it. And the whole idea is we were supposed to move to Indiana because the youngest had friends and there were schools that she wanted to go to that were close enough. When's Memorial Day? I think that's in May. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. But where we tried to move out by Kokomo, people was slow. Like they didn't understand what if I'm doing business and you tell me I'm going to sign paperwork at a certain time, I'm going to be there to sign paperwork. And that's what we were told. That we were going to sign paperwork for a house, Muncie, and buy a house. That was what we were supposed to be able to do. And so we went a week ahead because we knew we had a little bit of money and we wanted the hell out of Washington because we freaking hated it. Like that is one place I will never suggest anybody move. Even though I liked it, it's so damned expensive that once you're there, it is so hard to get out. So if you can picture it, the wife and I, between us, were making, for some times in there. Actually, I lived in Cali and it was easier to get out of there than it was Washington. Cali's expensive, but at least the wages keep you a little bit more afloat. In Washington, they don't. Well, I grew up there. I still have family in Montana. But yeah, we were told we were going to sign paperwork the day after Memorial Day. Oh my God, that's terrible. So a week before, Memorial Day because we didn't want to get caught with driving in the crowds and all of that. We took off. It took us a little less time, and we knew that we weren't going to be signing the paperwork, but we thought we'd go by, talk to the people that we were supposed to be signing the paperwork to buy the house. And they were absolutely surprised to see us, even though we were told that the next Monday we're supposed to sign paperwork. We're like, oh, we just wanted to make sure that everything was in order and that we were available to, fix things. Well, they said, oh, well, the house isn't going to be ready, so we can't have you sign paperwork. Or sorry, Tuesday, because it was Memorial Day was a Monday that year, I think. And so it's like, okay, well, how long is it going to take? Oh, it's probably going to take another week. For 2 friggin' months, it was, oh, it's another week. It's another week. It's another week. Keep in mind, I had literally just threw everything in.
Excuse me, can I speak to your manager?
Everything in my 2 cars and drove. We had a bunch of money saved up. For 2 friggin' months or so, maybe it wasn't a full 2 months. I can't remember exactly how long. No, it had to be pretty long. We were in motel rooms. So there went the down payment to the house. I'll just flat out tell you that. There went the down payment to the house. We had stored up just enough to possibly make the down payment, but we wouldn't have had anything. Like, we would have moved in and we would have had jack and squat. And so we just decided, after being put off and being put off and being put off, we'd had enough. And we basically asked some friends. Well, to be honest, Jade, if you know, she pops in every once in a while. If we could go stay with her because she had extra room. Because we were out of everything. We still had some money. Luckily, we still had money coming in too. Not much, but it was something. And we were able to pay rent and stuff like that. It's not like we were asking for complete charity. And the wife was able to switch her union book from Indiana, which, that tells you how serious we were. She had switched her union book from Washington to Indiana. And then she was able to switch it to get, to here. But the home union was in Arlington, the home office for her union. Arlington, Texas. Arlington? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in between Fort Worth and Dallas. There's a small area, borough, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I know I'm taking forever on this. I mean, I've all just, got lines on a page, but I think I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm freehanding most of it. No, there you go. But so she was able to get work, and the work that she got was supposed to be a long time. And so we got a place in Waco. Right? Yeah, I know who you were talking about. So I know what it's like to just throw caution to the wind and just jump. Oh, okay. And, well, I shouldn't say just I. It was literally a family decision, which, I mean, I love my oldest, but she kind of threw us under the bus at the last minute. Right? Yeah, there's that. So, right about a month or two before we're leaving, the oldest tells us she doesn't want to go. She wants to stay. Which I don't blame her, but she waited till the last freaking minute. No. And to help her on her way, we gave her $2,000 out of the money we had saved for moving. So that was kind of something we weren't expecting to have to worry about. But she needed a car if she wasn't going with us. So that was her down payment on a car. Yeah, that's valid. Bed bugs are no joke. No joke at all. Top. About like that. Oh, God, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, they have to fog the whole place. What really blew me away was in Washington. One of the main reasons why we decided to get out, because the place had gotten to be so bad and so little control on who they were letting in that we ended up getting cockroaches. Now, in that apartment complex, I had lived in quite a few of their buildings. Jesus. Andy, I'm pretty sure, and along with Green Jeans and Nine Tails, y'all will find somebody someday. And those kept getting smaller as I went down. Yeah, see, look at what you did. You happy? Are you proud of what you've done? Right? Well, one, I know I'm privileged as hell. My wife takes good care of me, but also for the first half of our marriage, I took damn good care of her. And she hated being the stay at home. Not that she didn't like the kids or anything like that. It just, she wants to do stuff. Like that's just, she wants to be out and about. I can do either or. Like I'm perfectly happy sitting at home, taking care of the kids and the house. Hard part right now is that I only have so much to take care of. Ha! Well, I can tell you that it was a complete fluke that I found my wife. Like legitimately complete fluke. No, you're right. Not hurting anyone. Did I get that reasonably straight? Reasonably. I'm happy. And it still looks too short. I don't even know if XO's still here. Or just probably just listening. Happy Scribble Day? What, just because I'm drawing? Sorry, Nine Tails, that combination of sentences is hilarious. What is Scribble Day? Just a day where you're supposed to be drawing? They look funky, but yeah, I thought that. Oh, your combination of sentence up there. I've got my Gatorade and I put the hoe in. Where was it? I just put the hoe in Psycho. Yeah, that. Like, sorry, it was just a combination of sentences that was hilarious. See if you could get a handle on your anxiety. I would tell you, Nine Tails, write up some comedy routine and get yourself a stand-up career. Because some of the crap you spout, it's freaking hilarious, and I think it would be perfect for a stand-up routine. Oh, well, there you go. See, there we go. Everybody's getting in on it. Ah, okay. See, my problem with doing stand-up is that I'm much better having somebody to play off of. You know, and this isn't a euphemism, but it is true. I'm a much better straight man. Impressions are good. But don't make them the centerpiece of your act. Just ask Jim Carrey. He tried to do that. There you go. That's true. I mean, disappointed old man noises. Hey, Dad, I think I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. Oh, that's going to go well. See, my dad, if I was going to say that, he'd just look at me and say, of course you are. You know, basically implying that I'm a joke. I do not seem to square this up. Like, no matter what I did. So, when I told my dad I was going to be a merchant marine, he did everything possible to try and get me to not do it. Ha! Jack and Jill went up the hill so Jill could give him some candy. And Jack fell down and Jill lost her crown. And somehow Bill came tumbling after. Sorry. See, I need someone to play off of. You know, even random comments like that. You know, that is the funniest damn wives' tale that I have heard forever. Like, oh, you know, check your kids' candies. There could be blah, blah, blah in it. Ah, there you go. You got a shock and a mouthful of cock because Jill's real name is Randy. And the constant emotional state. Because the whole candy with drugs and razor blades, and it's like, seriously? That's dumb. Nobody's going to do that. And the only time it ever happened was when the father poisoned his own kid. And then there's been, I think, a few. No, I know you're trying to. I just. Yes, they did. My perspective feels so off with that. With those drawers, it looks. My God. But I think it gives it a little bit of a charm. I don't know. Because, you know what? Instead of keep trying to fix, what I've done to start over. How do you find a razor blade in a Capri Sun? Number one. Number two, how do you ever expect that to hurt anybody? Dirty limericks. I was 12 once. And Andrew Dice Clay was my god. And for most of you, you probably don't even know who that is. I'm pretty sure Ninetales knows who Andrew Dice Clay is, given the dirty limericks he's spouting. You have a good night, Green Jeans? Getting a little too randy in here for you? You found him online? Let me guess. Okay, go right ahead. Andy. And let's just say, Ninetales, that's pretty much Andrew Dice Clay. His whole routine is dirty limericks. Little Boy Blue, 'cause he needed the money, is one of his most famous. Okay, that's creepy. I'm just going to say that right now. Yeah, I mean, it could be nothing, but I don't know. That'd be something I'd keep yeah. Okay, Grandma. No. No more sleepovers. Yeah, I've actually known. Let's just say I at one point made a connection unintentionally. I knew what you meant. I didn't figure you meant the Chicago mom. I mean, I did used to work for a casino, and they were really heavy in boxing at the time. So yeah, I've met mobsters. Could I prove it? No. There we go. Now I can fix you. Damn. Monsieur Capone. Al Cannelloni. Last time I tried to fix those drawers, I swear. And they are much better. I'm happy with that. Okay. I was going to say that all sounds really familiar. See, my great grandma, so this is 1890s to 1930s. Is when she was a prostitute. We really don't know who my great grandpa was. Yeah. And like literally wouldn't even let her grandkids call her by grandma. Right. Let's see. I did it again. Straight line gives the false perspective, Mark. Huh. She's a lady. No. Yeah, I was gonna say your grandparents seem pretty sus. Right. Never watched The Amazing World of Gumball. I mean, other than like seeing little clips here and there, not because I actively avoided it or anything. It just a lot of things I missed. Oh, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with what my great grandma did, but it really shaped my grandma because grandma was ultra conservative, religious. Yeah. I was raised around a whole bunch of ultra conservative people. It's amazing I'm not a cult leader yet. Yeah, I thought I did that wrong. Dag nabbit. Well, one, you also have to remember in the time period when the mob got really big, that was a different world. Like without that world, we wouldn't have got where we are today. Well, if you're talking about that time period back then, you're talking Roaring 20s, Bohemian, Flapper Girl. You know, that was the era of God is dead. The Great War killed him. Well, yeah. I love my grandparents too. Even though literally the last words my grandpa ever said to me was, when are you going to shave that horse's ass around your mouth? Because I had the goatee and he hated beards. But I mean, I learned all the best curse words from my grandpa. Some bitch. Oh yeah, my grandpa was a ranch hand, and he was actually one of the better horse breakers. Like his employer would hire him out to break horses. Well, are you asking about what EDs are you talking about? Because the ED I know of is erectile dysfunction. And that doesn't, you know, that wouldn't trigger me at all. I'm not that old. Oh, eating disorders. Oh, pfft. No, that doesn't trigger me at all. Yeah, that sucks. My grandpa died 5 years after my grandma on my dad's side. He died of a broken heart. He was never the same after she died. Sucks, but you know, there you have it. Oh, hell no. My revenge would be all the sweeter if that's what happened to me and I don't want it. But one, like, what? Just all of them. What happened? Oh, thank you. I feel that it's only cruel to ask my family to take care of me in my old age. I would rather be a stranger in a strange land than have my kids have to worry about what dad's doing at home. Jesus. Sounds like somebody doesn't know how to take care of themselves. But I didn't say that. I mean, I said it, but you know what I mean. That sounds about right. Oh, God. Yeah. Well, it'd be a shock to Wanda, I'll tell you that. Especially when he wakes up one day and doesn't know who she is because she's too new in his life. Just some bitches. I really didn't get much done drawing tonight. Yeah. And dementia generally runs in the family. Even though it's, if I remember right, they haven't figured out if it's genetic or not, or maybe they finally have. But they know it runs in families. Caused by cancer? Oh, okay. My wife's mom was diagnosed with diabetes after she played with mercury. And before that, she didn't, there was no genetic link. All of her family was type 2 diabetic, but not type 1. But my wife was diagnosed as type 1 at 11. That'll work. Work. My perspective is all over the place. Okay. I want to go quietly in my sleep. Not screaming like the other 6 passengers in my car. Okay. Well, at least he can be tracked. Although, I don't know if you guys have been following the scientists who have been disappearing. I think it's up to 8 now. 6 or 8, I can't remember exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Trump makes this big announcement about UFOs, and he's going to do some kind of disclosure. And suddenly you had the Air Force general that was the general of or the commander of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for a time. He walks out his door and never comes back. His wife, I mean, it's a little early to call her a widow, but I mean, he hasn't been found in over a month. And then there's like 3 or 4 people that are connected to him that have disappeared. But she made a joke about him being, that he probably wasn't abducted by aliens. Like, hasn't even found, her husband, is still missing as far as we know. And she's making jokes. What does he study? Electrical propulsion for spaceships is one of his major areas. Like, he was a brigadier general of, like, he inherited the Project Blue Book files. He's been on councils for ATIP for all of these UFO stuff. I mean, he was in communication with Tom DeLonge, a Blink 182, but, who recently has gotten into disclosure. Right? Well, then you have a person that used to work under this General McCluskey. So the lead singer of Blink 182, Tom DeLonge, has been bending all of his fortunes into disclosure and alien stuff. It's actually where we found out about ATIP. The Advanced Aeronautics Aerial Phenomenon, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, tell me about it. But then you had, I can't remember what her name was, but McCluskey, I can't remember how to say his name. The general, somebody who worked under him, who invented an alloy called Mondaloy, which was for advanced like advanced alloy, heat dispersion. She walked off in New Mexico and was never seen again. Somebody that was connected to her died of a fast-acting cancer. Yeah, something like a metal aerogel. But the person that dealt with the books for her program died years ago due to fast-acting cancer, which seems to like to take a lot of people that deal with UFOs and stuff. Or at least that was the go-to back when she died. There was a aerospace astrophysicist engineer guy that just this February. Now get this. Somebody shows up at his door. I mean, and this guy has had military clearances, blah, 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 but he lives out in the middle of the desert in California, like border. I really don't know. But he had somebody show up at his door. They were able to call the cops. Cops arrived in time. And this guy, had a weapon on him. They arrest him. He's trespassing. He's brandishing a weapon. The judge of his case lets him out. And within like a week, he's back at that guy's place and blows him away on his own front porch. Like, it doesn't make sense why they let the guy out in the first place. It doesn't make sense why this guy showed back up at his door. Like he was hunting this guy for whatever reason. We don't know. I'm not saying it was a professional hit, but it was weird. But also, this all went down. I think it was within eye shot of where the one lady that invented, that dealt with the Mundelein alloy. It was within, if this guy just looked the other way on his mountaintop retreat, because he was that far out into the desert on the border of California, he could have seen where the one lady walked off the trail in New Mexico and walked away, or Arizona, or wherever she was. Yeah, so look into it. It's really kind of creepy that there's so many people disappearing. And these are basically since Trump said that he was going to, release the alien files. So yeah, something might be up. And also keep in mind that Steven Spielberg somehow is wrapped up into that with Tom DeLonge. And it might have everything to do with the movie Disclosure. Yeah, anyway, I hope you guys had fun. I hope to see you again next time. And I'll be back on Monday. Yes, it's going to go bad for a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of people are disappearing. Now you know why I waited till the end to even mention it. All right, have fun, guys. Don't you, Ninetales.